You really wouldn't believe it's June. I'm in England. I've come over to my office for a few days, and it's freezing. I've even got the heated seats on, which is crazy. So the weather's really bad. It's really windy. It's really overcast. It's just cold. It's what has happened? I'm sure June used to be nicer in England. Anyway, so I wasn't going to do a video this week because, well, I didn't even bring my camera gear, but I was at the airport the other day getting my flight to England, and I couldn't help but buy a new action cam from Amazon. So that's what's there. And it arrived at the office yesterday. I was all excited. I thought, oh, plus, when I arrived, I always hire cars from a company called Sixt. And I've used them for years and years and years. And I think because I'm a loyal member, and because I always go for what they call the lucky dip. So the lucky dip is basically that you get whatever they've got available. And so it could be something nice, it could be something small, it could be something big, it could be something fast, slow. So I always go for the lucky dip. But I think because I'm a long-term customer of theirs, they always give me a nice upgrade. And they gave me this BMW 320D, which seems to have some M badging, so I'm assuming that's some sort of M Sport pack or something. Excuse my ignorance. You know, anybody who follows my channel knows I'm not a BMW person. I don't know much about BMWs. I just really don't have a lot of interest in them, and they've got so many different badges. This one's an X-Drive, which I do know is an all-wheel drive version. So, but I was like, when he said, "Oh, BMW 320D," I thought, yeah, okay. I was like, I know most people might be jumping up and down going, yay, rental cars at 320D, but I wasn't overly excited about it until I drove it. Oh my god. I don't really... So the reason I wasn't going to do a video was because I mean, normally sometimes the cars I get are just, I don't think I can't even do a video on them. I'm not sure what to even say. So, but wow, have I been impressed with this car. I really have. And it got me thinking. I thought, surely this is the only car you ever need. It is amazing. Right, so let's just start with the engine. The engine revs to 5,500 RPM, which is a lot for a diesel engine. And it doesn't sound too bad either. Yeah, it does sound like a diesel, but it sounds okay. And if you floor the accelerator, it goes. You can overtake anything. It's just got so much power, so much surge. It's really nice. And it's mated to a lovely gearbox. So I haven't done any research, but it's an 8-speed gearbox. I know that because when you shift manually, it goes up to 8 gears. I'm assuming it's one of those ZF gearboxes or something. So it is just brilliant. And it's got these paddles on the steering wheel. And the gear shifts are just instantaneous. Amazing. So with the sort of torque of the diesel engine and mated to this gearbox, it's just a pleasure to drive. It really is. And then you get to the steering. So I normally, when I got in, the first thing I always do is go into sport mode. And as soon as you go into sport mode, it looks like the gearbox is a bit more responsive. The steering weighs up a little bit. That's what I can tell anyway. And it's just lovely to drive. And you hustle it down a road. Where we are in Sussex here, it's all these lovely little roads, you know, and if you don't get too many cars in front, you can push on a little bit, and it's so nice. It's such a lovely car to drive. It really is. I mean, it's just beautiful. And then, see, I've always got a problem in every single car that I drive about getting comfortable. And I don't know whether I've got some weird body shape or something, but my legs are never the right distance if I need to have my arms, you know, at a comfortable position. So my legs are either a bit sort of like bent so that I can get closer to the steering wheel, or I'm driving like an orangutan with long arms because the steering's so far away. I am sitting in the most perfect driving position ever. The only other car I've driven that has as good a driving position as this, believe it or not, is the Ferrari 360, which was just perfect. And this is just perfect. Look, look, my hands there, arms bent, my legs are supremely comfortable. I'm sat really low, which is what I love. I love to sit really low. And behind me, even in this stretched out position, there's still space for somebody, which I'm assuming, even as I sat earlier as a 6-footer, and I can sit behind myself. That's amazing. So I'm really comfortable. I wouldn't have to annoy the rear passenger. cannot state enough how good this car is. It's just absolutely perfect. It really is. Now, I'm not a big fan of diesels. I probably wouldn't buy a diesel engine, but I mean, the needle hasn't moved. I've had this car now for 3 days, and the fuel needle has moved so little. It's hardly using any fuel. I don't know what it's actually running on. The other thing is, I mean, I'm just, like I said, I'm just not a big fan of BMWs, but this thing looks divine. Right here, look, got a bit of space now. Push on. Changing gears manually. They're absolutely instant. And even down, it just flips it. It's lovely. And this is, I don't know whether it's because it's the all-wheel drive, but you know, I'm not actually pushing it that hard, to be honest. But it is just, I can see why these cars are so popular. I think it's actually the first time I've driven a 320D. I don't think I've driven one before. I think I've driven a 118D, but never a 320D. And I can see why these are such a good seller, because they're just amazing. Anyway, look, I'm so comfortable. These seats are so nicely heated and everything. It's a proper driver. I can see now why they say they're proper drivers' cars. They are really, really good. So, and I, like I said earlier, I don't know BMWs, but I actually do like how this looks. It's in black. I think it's got some extra M bits, and it's got these tinted windows. And with those tinted windows and everything, it looks really good. Lovely alloys on it. This is obviously not the latest version, because there's a new BMW 3 Series out, and this is not it. This is the previous generation. But I still think it looks fabulous. It really does. I love this black colour. It actually, I don't know what happens every time I pick up a car from Sixt. It smells like cannabis inside. Someone's been smoking, and if you look at it from the outside, you would go, yeah, that belongs to some drug baron or some drug dealer or something. It's a proper like drug dealer car, and it smells like one, unfortunately. And you do need to speak to Sixt about that. So there you have it. I just wondered whether this was that car that just does everything to all people, because it's really, really spacious. It's not overly big, but it's big enough. It just does everything perfectly. It's a beautiful engine, mated to a beautiful gearbox. It hardly uses any fuel. What's not to like? What's not to like? It's really quick. The paddle shifts are really nice. The brakes are just astonishing. You just whack them and they just bring you to a massive halt really fast. I mean, this is just a normal 320D, really. Okay, it's got the M bits on it. I don't actually know what that includes. I should have done some research beforehand. But you know, most of the time when I get to the airport and I pick up a car, because I'm over here quite a lot, and when I get to the airport and I pick up a car, I never read the manual or go, okay, what does this car have? What options is it? And I sort of like to understand and see what it's like to intuitively drive a car like this. And this one, you literally just get in, and it just feels right. Straight away, everything feels right. It feels where it should be, how it should be. It's just spot on, it really is. The only thing I can't work out is I connected my phone to the car to listen to my Spotify, and I've got volume controls on the steering wheel. But can I find the next button so I can go from one song to another song? I can't see how to change it, and because I'm always driving, I never have time to go and try and find the next button. I would have thought it would be here on the steering wheel, and it's not. Really strangely, it's not there. Well, if it is there, I can't see it. Anyway, right, so that's my just really brief video about the 320D. I'm so impressed with it. This one's got a Harman Kardon sound system, which is really good. It sounds so good. It just shows what it's like to have just a little bit of luxury, because it is that little bit of luxury, isn't it? Anyway, lovely. If you have a 320D, fantastic. I'm sure you're really happy. Right, yeah, so that was just a quick vid. I'm off to the office this morning, and busy day ahead. I will try and get this one edited quickly. I think I've done it enough well for a one take. I don't need to edit it too much, but I'll try and do some shots just to overlay the outside and the inside. Anyway, right, better go. This is an awful bit of road. We have to go in and out while people come. Sorry. So yes, anyway, have a great day, safe driving, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.